You have been taught that femininity is a liability, that to be respected, you need to be strong, that if you want to be taken seriously, you better be independent, and if you want to be safe, you must be in control. You learned to suppress the softer parts of yourself. You learned to lead with your mind instead of your heart. You learned to give instead of receive. You learned to protect instead of to trust. And it worked for a while. You built, you achieved, you proved yourself. But somewhere along the way, you lost something. You lost the ability to feel deeply. You lost the ability to be vulnerable. You lost the ability to be present. And most importantly, you lost your connection to Allah. Because here's what no one tells you. Your femininity isn't a weakness that you need to overcome. It's your spiritual power that you have been taught to reject. In this video, I'm going to show you that femininity is not un-Islamic, but it's actually deeply Islamic. And more than that, it is the missing piece that has been keeping you disconnected from Allah. By the end, you will understand why reclaiming your feminine energy is actually an Islamic practice. And you will have a clear path to use it to deepen your connection to Allah and find the peace you have been searching for all along. There is a spiritual cost of you rejecting femininity. When a woman rejects her feminine essence, it's not just an emotional cost, it's a spiritual one. You are missing out on your deen. When you reject femininity, you're rejecting the way that you are meant to connect to Allah as a woman. And the Quran honors the feminine. It honors softness, receptivity, trust, surrender. These are not just emotional qualities, no, they are spiritual qualities. When you suppress them, you are actually suppressing your Islamic intelligence. You are actually suppressing your deen. You have been taught that your strength comes from control, but your real strength comes from your surrender. And every time you choose control over surrender, you are choosing distance from Allah. So what does femininity actually have to do with your connection to Allah? Femininity is the doorway to Allah. Femininity is not separate from Islam. No, it is a big part of it. Islam teaches you how to deal with your femininity and how to connect to Allah through your femininity. So the qualities that make you feminine are the same qualities that bring you closer to Allah. Like, for example, the concept of rahmah, divine mercy. Allah is described in the Quran as more merciful than your own mother. So the feminine qualities of compassion, nurturing, softness, receptivity are reflections of Allah's rahmah. When you embody these qualities, these feminine qualities, you are embodying divine attributes. You are becoming the person that is close to Allah. Your femininity is not a distraction from your deen. It is an expression of your deen. The more deen you have, the more feminine you become as a woman. When you soften, you're not moving away from Allah. No, you are actually moving towards Him. The woman who can deeply feel is the woman that is connected to Allah deeply. Think of Maryam alayha salam. She was not being masculine, and still she got all that she can have of rizq. So whenever Zakaria alayhi salam would enter and visit her, he would find that she has a fruit that is even out of season. Why is that? She said, this is from Allah, and Allah blesses whoever He wants without limits. So the woman who can receive is the woman who can trust and actually receive Allah's blessings. So by you surrendering is exactly how you get more rizq. But now, if femininity is so Islamic, why have we been taught to reject it? This is toxic femininity. It taught you that you cannot be feminine, otherwise people will walk all over you. So that wound of people, they have been rejecting their own wounds onto you and in giving you that baggage, but actually that never belonged to you. The world told you that femininity was a weakness. Your environment told you that you cannot be soft. Your culture taught you that you need to be strong if you want to survive. So this was not your fault. You were just protecting yourself. You were adapting to a world that did not honor your feminine nature, but that protection came at a cost. It cost you your connection to yourself and to Allah. If you embrace your femininity, you think that people will take advantage of you, that they will see you as weak, but actually, femininity is your sense of power. It's a different kind of strength. It is the strength that is actually authentic, the strength to feel, the strength to surrender, the strength to trust, and that is magnetic. You learn to reject yourself as a survival mechanism, but you're not surviving anymore. You're not a child anymore. You are now living and choosing how you do it. And living requires you to come home to yourself if you really want to go to the next level, because this is exhausting, isn't it? So now let me show you what happens when you start to connect with your divine essence, your feminine essence. There is a spiritual awakening that comes with this practice. When a woman is feminine, she does not control, she does not overthink, she does not overwork, she does not exhaust herself. If you think of the richest version of you, the best version of you, the one that is living her dream life, do you imagine her being as exhausted as you are? Obviously not. Well, you can have a beautiful life, a far better life, while being softer and relaxed. Yes, that exists. So this is about becoming whole, about integrating all of yourself, unlocking all parts of yourself, accessing the spiritual power that you did not know that you had. So you are working hard all the times, but now it's time to work smart. So step one is recognize the disconnection. The first step is to notice where you are disconnected from your feminine essence. Where are you forcing instead of flowing? Where are you controlling instead of trusting? And where are you performing instead of being authentic and seeking people's validation in that? Disconnection looks like always having to be strong, never allowing yourself to cry, never asking for help, making decisions from your head instead of your heart, and feeling numb instead of alive because you don't want to feel, because you're afraid that you're gonna break down. You have become so accustomed to being disconnected that you don't even recognize yourself. But your soul knows, your body knows, and both of them are calling you back home. Your home is your soul, is your heart, and you are meant to be living from your soul. That's your potential. That's where your life truly lies. This week, notice one moment where you are forcing instead of flowing, one moment where you are controlling instead of trusting. Just notice it. Don't judge it. Don't try to fix it. Just see it. I want you to notice it. Step 2, give yourself permission to feel. Not managing your emotions, not trying to control them, not trying to fix them, just feel them. Emotions are not a sign of weakness. They are a sign that you are alive. They are a sign that you are connected to your soul. So in Islam, the heart is called qalb. The heart is the seat of knowledge and wisdom. It's a seat of your soul and spirit. The Quran speaks about the heart constantly. Everything is always about the heart. When your heart changes, your life changes. When you suppress your emotions, you are suppressing your spiritual and Islamic intelligence. Your feelings are messages from your soul. Allah talks to you through the heart. But if your heart is closed, how can you receive these messages? Your emotions are not your enemy. They are your guidance. When you feel sadness, your soul is telling you something needs attention. When you feel joy, your soul is telling you something is aligned. Listen to them. The most spiritual thing, the most Islamic thing that you can do is feel. Let yourself cry. You feel like crying? Cry. You are allowed to feel. You are allowed to cry. Your emotions are valid. Let yourself be vulnerable. Let yourself be human. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. And once you feel, you release those emotions, and now you have more energy without having 20 tabs open that drain your energy. So this week, choose one emotion that you have been suppressing. Sadness, fear, loneliness, grief. Give yourself permission to fully feel it. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to rush it. Just feel it and notice what it's trying to tell you. Step 3 is practice spiritual receptivity. Femininity is fundamentally about receptivity, not just receiving material things, but receiving guidance, wisdom, blessings, and love, the things that you are after. Most women have forgotten how to receive because they have been so focused on giving and controlling and managing it. Receptivity is a spiritual practice. It's how you receive Allah's guidance. Allah is constantly communicating with you, constantly giving you and sending you messages. But how can you receive them if your heart is closed? It's like the door is shut. Your heart is how you receive Allah's blessings. It's how you receive His love. It's not that His love is absent, it's that your heart is closed. When you practice receptivity in your daily life, you're actually practicing your relationship with Allah. Receptivity is not being passive. It's not weakness. It's the recognition that you can't do everything alone. You need support. You need guidance. Let's be honest. And asking for these things is not something bad for your independence. It's an act of wisdom because you have a connection with the all-powerful that can easily help you and mend all your affairs. When you learn to receive, you're learning to trust. And when you learn to trust, you're learning to have faith in Allah. Every time you receive something, you are practicing Islam. This week, practice receiving in one small way. Let someone help you. Accept a compliment without deflecting. If someone wants to help you carry your groceries, let them do that. Receive love without without trying to earn it. When someone wants to hold the door for you, let them. Receive guidance without questioning it. Notice how it feels. Notice what comes up. Step 4, reconnect with your intuition as Islamic knowing. Your feminine energy is deeply intuitive, but intuition is not just a feeling. It's far more than that. The knowing within your soul and spirit. This is how Allah communicates with you and how He guides you. When you have been living in your masculine mind for so long, you have lost touch with your intuitive feminine knowing. But your intuition is always there. Maybe now it's quiet because you never listened to it before. But once you start listening, it becomes louder and louder. It's always there to guide you. And when you are reconnected to it, you are reconnecting with your spiritual intelligence. This is your superpower. This is what men don't have. Your intuition is not irrational. It's a form of intelligence that your mind does not have access to. Your mind can only do so much, but your heart is so much more powerful. So why would you not use the most powerful thing that you have been given? When you start trusting your intuition, you start to trust Allah. You are starting to believe that He is guiding you because He is. And that belief changes everything. So it's not about what happens outside of you. It's really about your belief about what happens that affects you. So the action step that I want you to take is choose one decision this week where you listen to your intuition instead of your logic. Notice what your body is trying to tell you. Notice what your heart is saying. Trust it, follow it, and notice what happens. Step 5, embody feminine presence as spiritual practice. This is not about changing who you are, no. It's about unlocking who you are, becoming more of who you always were. It's about showing up as your whole self, your potential. You're soft and you're strong. You're vulnerable and you're powerful self, your heart and your mind. Feminine presence is your Islamic presence. When you show up authentically, you're showing up spiritually. You are bringing your whole self, your soul included, to Allah. You are offering your authentic self as an act of worship. Allah gave you your soul because no one can ever be you. That is your superpower. So why would you want to be someone else? Why would you want to be anyone else? Feminine presence is not about being perfect or having all the answers. No, it's about being authentic and honest. It's about showing up as yourself fully. And this is what Allah wants from you. When you stop trying to be strong and start being yourself, you're finally at peace with who Allah created you to be. And that peace is what brings you closer to Him. That's the purpose of your life. This is how you live for Allah. And this is how you live your best life. So choose one area of your life where you can show up with more feminine presence. Maybe it's in how you lead. Maybe it's in how you love. Maybe it's in how you pray or do your skincare. Choose one practice and embrace it fully. Now let's talk about the woman you become when you reclaim your feminine energy. When you are your most feminine self, you become so much more powerful because you know how to master this world with your action. Now it's time to master this world and dominate with your feelings, with your heart, with your power, with your spirit and soul. This is how you cast a vision and you make it come true. You are more whole, not weaker. You are more powerful because now you are operating from the full self and your full connection to Allah. It's like all along you have only been using 10% of your brain. What about you using 100% of it? When you heal your feminine essence, you don't lose your strength. You multiply it. You become a woman who can lead and nurture. You become so much more valuable. You can be ambitious and receptive. You can be independent and interdependent. You can be powerful and soft. And most importantly, you become a woman who is deeply connected to Allah. You become one of the best friends of Allah. The woman you're becoming is not a softer version of who you already are. She's a fuller version. She's the version with more energy and more rest. She knows how to feel and how to think. She knows how to receive and how to give. She knows how to trust and how to control. And that gives you the best of both worlds. But deeply inside, she's very connected to Allah. This transformation doesn't happen because you force it. It happens because you finally give yourself permission to be human, to be feminine, to be yourself, and not the self that people taught you, not the self that benefits others, but the self that you were destined to be before you were even born. The purpose Allah has written for you and not what people just expect of you. Your disconnection from Allah isn't just because you're not praying enough or not reading Quran enough. The disconnection is because you have been rejecting a fundamental part of yourself, your femininity, the most powerful part of yourself. And this part of yourself is deeply Islamic because it's rooted in your soul. It's an expression of rahmah, the divine mercy and compassion. It's the embodiment of qualities that actually bring you closer to Allah. To reclaiming your essence, involves 5 steps. Recognize the disconnection, give yourself permission to feel, practice spiritual receptivity, reconnect with your intuition as spiritual knowing, and embody feminine presence as a Islamic practice. When you do this, everything transforms, not just how you feel about yourself, but actually your entire relationship with Allah. If you are ready to move from disconnected to deeply connected, from performing to being, and from rejecting yourself to honoring yourself, then it's time to reclaim your feminine essence. And how you treat yourself will set the standard for how other people treat you. So the Nafs Shift program is where this healing happens. Inside, I guide you through the complete process of reclaiming your femininity as an Islamic practice. We heal the wounds that taught you to reject yourself. We reconnect you to your intuition, your heart, and your femininity. We use your femininity and your soul to deepen your connection with Allah. To learn more about how this works and to see if it's the right fit for you, check the first link in the description and watch the video there. See the transformations. And if your heart says yes, book a call with me. It's free. So take this as the first exercise to actually notice what your heart is telling you. So assalamu alaikum. I'll see you in the next video.